right, everyone, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. For those in the US, happy day before 4th of July. I hope a lot of you have been able to take today off. I am clearly not taking today off, but I hope everyone's able to get somewhat of a break here. All right, let's see what we've got going on. So my plan for today is pretty simple. We're gonna mix it up just a little bit. We're not just going to do the job list again. I took care of that earlier today. You guys may have seen like the new style of post. I actually might want to start there, show you guys kind of what I'm thinking on it, because that kind of leads into really what I want to mess around with today. I want to start planning out the next couple months of content that I want to share. I've had some ideas going through my head lately, and I want to kind of put them onto paper. I had already mapped out like a lot of big things I wanted to do for the rest of the year. We talked about that several months ago, and that's still the same, largely. How I want to go, mainly what I want to do today is kind of revisit how I share content on a weekly basis. I want to mix it up a little bit. I want to give it a little bit of a refresh, make it a little bit more, try to be a little more engaging with it, make something that's more useful for you guys. And that's still fun for me. Like, and all of the posts that I send like are fun, and I want to keep making them fun. It wouldn't be worth it if I didn't think they were fun and valuable. So we're like trying to keep it that way, but also just always trying to improve, make it more important, more impactful, more beneficial for all you guys out there. Because that's the whole idea behind Reef Unity Network, is I want to support you guys the best of my abilities, to the best of my abilities. So with that, I think we can just go ahead and jump right in. Give me one sec to bring the music back. I had messed around with YouTube and OBS and a little bit of settings on my computer, so hopefully we don't have any interruptions like we've had the past couple of weeks. I say that every week, but I actually did something about it this time. I'm hoping it sticks. If that doesn't work, well, then I tried and it just wasn't the right solution, and I'll have to find a new solution. So good luck to me, I suppose. Well, let's get after it anyway. So here we go. I have Instagram pulled up. Not the right page. Okay. I was really optimistic that I had things working, and it's not off to a strong start. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Anyway, so today's post on the job list. Now, I have posted a lot about the job list. For a while, I was doing it very regularly. I was doing it weekly, posting about it. I update the job list regardless if I post about it or not. But I kind of wanted to refresh it. Instead of just kind of telling you guys, hey, there are so-and-so jobs, I wanted to give you a little more insight or additional insights into what's going on in the coral job market. So this first page should feel pretty familiar. We have the number of jobs that I added at the beginning of the week, or by the end of this week, by today. So that's the number of jobs I added to the job list. And down here is the total number, which this is a new record. Like, we have 40 jobs on the job list, so that's awesome. And the reason why we're hitting those higher and higher numbers now, I talk a little bit more. So on the next slide, I start breaking down some of the trends, a little more information about the job types that I added to the list for this week. So the biggest reason why we're seeing this kind of spike in job positions, job openings, is because there have been a lot of research ones. In particular, a lot of grad student positions have become available. We've visited that page before ICRS. Was it ICRS who did this? um, has this enormous list of grad student opportunities in ecology and evolution and marine biology. I have gone through this list myself, and I've started updating. I've been pulling out the coral specific labs that you might be most interested in. So I know, like, last week we had added Dr. Sheila Kitchens. She's looking for students, to give you a little bit of a spoiler there. But then there were several other labs who have also added positions too. Then they are coral specific labs or do a significant amount of work in coral reefs where I'm like, yeah, I know them and they'll probably do that. And they're probably willing to take students for it. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then there were some additional job types. There were more coordinator or management type positions, as well as education and outreach ones. And to just spice it up a little, just so another piece of data that we can track is where these jobs are getting posted. So the majority of the ones I added today are in the United States. Nothing super surprising about that. But then we also have England, a couple from Australia, and then one from Turks and Caicos. Give me one sec here. Try not to lose my train of thought. And the solution I had for our stuttering apparently did not work. So I'll play around with that more. Anyway, gonna keep moving on because I don't want to deal with tech. Additional trends. So I like focused a little bit more on like the actual market trends. So these are just like information about like a summarized position of like what's available, where it's available. This is kind of more trend focused, like, okay, who's currently the big hiring group right now? Right now it's research. We had 6, I added 6 out of 8 positions that were all research focused. Of those research positions, 3 of them were grad student openings. I just talked about that. Like there's that Eco-Evo list, and I pulled all of the coral relevant labs from there. There were 2 postdocs that I found this week. There was an additional one I added last week and a few other I've done in prior weeks. So there are a good amount of postdocs looking for people right now, looking for grads. There was one of the jobs I posted this week was an entry-level position. They weren't looking for anything. I don't even think you needed a bachelor's for it. I don't recall. That was several hours ago, so I forget. So one of them is entry level, and then we have 2 mid or senior, something that requires a degree and some amount of experience, and/or some jobs are a little interchangeable with that. And then finally, I just wanted to point you guys in the right direction. Like, here's the reason why I do this job list and the way I do it. So let's move this reblog out of the way. So the reason I do it, looking for jobs across several different websites, like I have a whole tab that I work through just to find coral specific jobs. That's exhausting, that's tiring, and I don't want you guys to feel like you're missing out on anything. So I curate this for you. That way you can, stay informed, not have to worry. Not have to worry about missing a coral opportunity. It may seem like this is very niche, like why is he only picking coral specific? It is niche, but there are a lot of people who want to stay in the coral field, and there are a good amount of jobs that get regularly posted, and I want to connect you to those positions. Some of those positions, they get filled really fast. The job market, there are a lot of people applying right now, and I want to keep you guys ahead of the game, so you can post early and keep up to date, not miss any deadlines, really just give you the best opportunity for success. And then keep everyone in the field. Like, I know sometimes people can be discouraged about staying in the coral restoration field. They might feel burned out. They might feel worried about the job market, worried for the future. I want to keep people in this field because that's how we're going to succeed, is we keep these passionate individuals investing in the field, because you're all wonderful. You're all wonderful, and I want to keep you around. I want to keep us working towards saving the coral reefs. So that might be a little bit me on my high horse, but I just wanted to give you a reason, like, why I'm kind of, or the new approach that I want to take. And you can see the evidence here with this updated, refreshed job list posting style. I want to do other stuff with the other content that I share. So, and there's so many ways of doing it, and each like platform that I share content on, it has its own role, it has its own audience, which can make it really tricky, especially since I'm only one person. I have to make the content, I have to tailor it to these each platforms. I have to schedule it. I'm doing everything here right now. And I don't mean that as a complaint. I'm just like telling you, like, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Producing this takes a lot of effort. And I don't want to, while I want to maximize the content for each platform, like TikTok has really been enjoying my more serious coaching style posts, like 3 tips to improve your reading ability, writing ability, your leadership skills. TikTok has really been drawn to that. Instagram has been more of like the fun style stuff, like the coral species tier list, the Caribbean tier list. You guys loved that. I posted this just this past Tuesday. It's gotten over 2,000 views, over 100 likes, and over almost 40 shares. 40 of you guys shared this with other people. And this was just something we did for fun. This was just something we totally did for fun. So, oh my God, I'm wearing the same shirt as the video. Well, I don't batch YouTube content. I just have a washing machine. So I'm wearing the same shirt as I did in this video. And looking at past me, looking into the past. But yeah, you guys seem to love this on Instagram. So I want to keep doing content, fun stuff like that. Hey Anna. Hey, run content. Yeah. I don't know how long you've been here. I just went on like this tirade of the idea I have like for the future of content. I want to kind of give it a little bit of a refresh again, tailor it a little bit better. Let's pull the video off. That's a little distracting. I low-key want to make content for Run. We'll be able to do that. I have some ideas that you might be able to help with. They're not fully fleshed out yet, so I won't bother you with that at the moment, but know that it's coming. To give you a summary of the tirade that I just went on, I want to be a little more, if I could describe this in one word, how would I describe it? I guess impactful. I'm trying to make it more impactful for you guys. That's the whole point. Like, I always want to keep improving, and I have some ideas of how to make all this content more impactful for you. Give me one sec to fix this. I also thought I solved our tech problems, Anna. I did not, in fact. I was convinced I did, and I'm still having trouble with it. But anywho, yeah, so I don't know if you saw this post today, Anna, but I had updated the job list posting. I added some additional insights into like what's trending, what field, like research, education, management, like who's hiring, where they're hiring, just to give it a little more substance. I guess it's a good word. That's interesting. Okay, alternative text showing up for some reason. I want all of our stuff to have more substance while also being a little more fun. I said, TikTok is really enjoying the substance. Like, they love This post that I have more of a comment than a question, TikTok loves. So they really like the coaching style ones. Meanwhile, Instagram really enjoys the fun stuff. So our tier list we did like a month or so ago. Look at this, 109 likes. Pretty good for how small we are. That's pretty awesome. That's fantastic. So yeah, I kind of want to build on that. I want to build that momentum that we're starting to generate, but I also don't want to spend a ton of time trying to optimize for each platform because it's just me, after all, doing all of this. So I just want to be mindful of that. And I think there might be a way to kind of, how do I put this? I think I know of a way where we can get two birds with one stone, because I'm not gonna optimize a bunch of content for different platforms. I think I'm just going to really just make what I want. I'll kind of combine the fun stuff with the coaching materials. So I did a little brainstorming session before, a little bit earlier today. That's not the right file. This one, it's this file. So I did a little bit of brainstorming. I'm the secondary for my lab Instagram right now as well. What do you mean? They're having you produce content, or they're getting ready for you to take over? You should send me your lab Instagram. I want to check it out. We don't have to do it here today, but I will at least watch it later. I kind of want to see what you guys have cooked up. So a little bit more background. I guess that this stream is really going to be more of a behind the scenes. You're going to get a look inside my brain and kind of where it's going. I don't know how much we're actually going to like get done, more than you're just going to hear me bouncing ideas off into the internet, into the ether for all of you to hear. So how I basically break down a week. Let's look at June, for instance. When I had like a bunch of material kind of mapped out for several months, this is kind of what it looked like. Secondary is in the main person posts, and I help make the ideas in the post. Oh, that's a lot of fun. That's actually like the really fun spot to be in. Not being the main person where you have to worry about posting, but where you can just create ideas and maybe, you know, post here and there, a little bit of the creative side. But it almost sounds like you get the fun part of it, which I will definitely, you can help me out on that today a little, maybe even. Deepa and I are a dream team. Good. I like that. I like that a lot. So in any given month, oh, I didn't want browser zoom. I wanted Excel zoom. Okay, fantastic. So in a given week, I usually start Monday with something I can offer you guys, something that you can like take home and either play with, you can use. Essentially, I want to give you guys a tool every Monday. That's what this 5L1 is. That's the 5 lessons. So I had that 5 lessons guide from my PhD, the 5 lessons and what they cost me. And I picked the first one, and I would post that. I would post like a summary of it, give you a couple of the things that I talk about in the point, and then I point you guys in the direction of like, hey, here's the tool. Go ahead and download that, use as you wish, use it to help you. So usually I like to do that with Mondays because people have a little bit more motivation to kind of do something, or they might be looking for a distraction. That's fine too. Either way, at least it's a distraction that's supposed to help you get better at things. Tuesdays, that's when I post reels. most often. Give me one sec here. That's when I like to go post the reels. So there were a couple weeks ago we did the horse meme. That was, I gotta refresh this before I switch tabs. The horse meme was this post. That one there, that shows up now. Or your guys' real favorite, this one, the coral species. Y'all loved that. I'm glad. That was a lot of fun for me to do, and I'd be happy to do more like that. So those are usually due Tuesdays. I don't have a rhyme or reason for that. It's just a good spot for them. Wednesdays, no, I don't do that. So Wednesdays I normally do, I have to backtrack again. In addition to the tools that I post on social media, like the 5 lessons, I also send an email out to our members. So our website members. So this week, for instance, I posted like, don't be afraid of the red ink. Don't be afraid of revisions. This week I emailed them worst way to describe your research. Those of you who just follow us on Instagram, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, because I release that content to our members first, give them a little exclusive sneak peek. That's kind of the perk, of signing up as a membership. Even like our basic ones, our free options, like they get early access to a lot of this content. And then the following Wednesday, I will go ahead and summarize some of what I talked about in the email, and then I post it to social media too, because I don't want to be a complete gatekeeper of information. I want to share it very willingly. I believe in accessible information. Do you get all of it? No, not all of it. That, again, like it's part of the perk I want to provide our current members. Like they've earned that. But I will still give a little bit of post there. So next Wednesday, you'll see excerpts from the email that I sent out this previous Monday. Thursdays, I usually post the YouTube thumbnail, like give people a heads up, like I'm gonna be streaming, like right now, and what I'll be doing during that live stream. So this week I had posted, we can take a look at that. I said, hey, we're gonna look at the content calendar. That's literally what we're doing right now. There's a screenshot from there. And here's the real thing. Woohoo, very cool. And then Fridays, this is where we get a little bit, I'm on the fence on this, So Fridays, we normally do our live stream in the afternoons, 1 o'clock. You're here right now. Hello, wonderful. And I would also post the weekly updates on social media. So I would do a quick video. I usually go on a morning walk and I'll summarize kind of what I've been working on for the week, as well as what's coming up or something that's been on my mind a little bit. I'm thinking of putting the weekly updates on pause for the time being for a couple of reasons. The first one is things have gotten so busy here. I don't always have time to do the weekly update. Like last week, I basically had to pick between the weekly update and the job list. And I ended up choosing the job list because that's something that I want to provide, that provides value. I know you guys like the weekly updates. They perform really, really well. But I also do the weekly updates here during live stream. So I'm a little bit redundant. I'm using more time to say the same things, and it threatens decreasing value for the community, including social media. I'm not just saying like decrease value for the shareholders. No, I don't mean that. I mean for everyone who follows us on social media, our website members, like they all face a loss of quality, and I don't want that. And since I do like weekly updates during live stream, like I'm doing right now, I'm giving you essentially an update, a behind the scenes look at what's going on. I'd rather have that time back. So at least, that doesn't mean I'm getting rid of like updates altogether. I will still, if I think there's something significant that I do want to share or something exciting that's happening behind the scenes, I will make a video of it. I will take the time to do that. But I don't know if it's going to be every week anymore. I'd rather give kind of the weekly updates here, and then when there's something like uber significant, I'll make a video for it for Instagram. And really, like, I can also take clips from these live streams and I can post those too. Those would still function as weekly updates. So I'm not 100% sure of what I want to do on that, but I think we're gonna try pausing the weekly updates for a bit. Now, when I first started posting content on social media, weekly updates was one of the first things I did, and I was really committed to it. I'm like, I want to keep showing behind the scenes. I want transparency. But I also said in that original video, like, I will only do it as long as I deem it feasible and valuable. And right now I'm questioning that a little bit. Do I think it's valuable? Yes. Do I think it's feasible, especially when I give the updates here as well, and I can just repurpose that a little bit later? That's the question. So I kind of want to have that time back for the time being, so I can put it more into the community. So that's where my thought process is for the weekly updates. And then the job list. Yeah, I ended up posting the job list today. I know it's been a little bit since I did that. I was able to do that today because I didn't film a weekly update. Weekly updates at the gym was top tier. It's lore only for exclusive beginner members now. Yeah, that was a little bit of, those were a wild couple weeks. I was insanely busy during those times. I mean, I still am, I'm never not, but that is lore for people who know me really, really well. You guys understand, like, yeah, Anna, you understand why that happened, why it wasn't abnormal for me to do something like that. Like, who films themselves in the gym talking about their work? It's like, oh, Matt would. He's always at the gym, so of course he'd be doing a weekly update from there. I haven't had to coach mornings in a while, so I haven't filmed that. I haven't been at the gym when I'm filming them. But people did seem to enjoy that too. I got a lot of messages from folks. They're like, yeah, more gym content. I'm like, I didn't want to do that. That wasn't like a gimmick or anything. It just had to happen. Like, it was out of necessity, not out of choice. Okay. So that's kind of that's the breakdown. Like, that's what a typical week looks like for posting content. Producing is a whole nother story, and I have weeks mapped out. I need to update this. So I have day by day on what I need to post and what I need to produce. My schedule has shifted quite a bit lately, and I've been posting. I have not been producing as much. Thankfully, I had a very large bank of content stored up. That was awesome. I've been able to lean on that a little bit, but now I need to produce again. But it's awesome, like having a break from that. It's given me time to, like, my creative side to think on things, pilot a few ideas. So I'll have to revamp this at some point. Probably in the next week or two, as I start employing some new strategies. So this is where I was going with it. Today is going to be a very long train of thought. I think I already said that already. Redundant there. But let's go back to June. So we start with something that's valuable, video, coaching content, just like a post, announcements, and the job list. So this is kind of like, I'm trying to like boil down the main topics that I do, because there are a few key concepts that I just have recirculating. I post new ideas, new tips, new strategies, largely within, I think it's like 4 categories. Nope, that's not it. Where do I put it? Did I delete that? Problems to solve. Category. Oh, no, categories. So a lot of the main topics that I typically focus on in terms of like educational or coaching material, I'll talk about support and communication. So like talking with your team, communicating with your boss. That's more like management kind of stuff. Then I'll do like a project management thing. So something to like keep you on task, keep you on track, something discipline related, or just tips and tricks to help you get through a thing like this one, ending a task for the day. I talk about that a lot. It's like write a note to yourself, reminding you where to pick up. And then I'll do like a leadership one. So it's like how to invest in your team. That was our most recent one on leadership. I had talked about investing in your team beyond salary. And then I discussed like, hey, did I summarize all 4? I put it here. Clarifying expectations, inviting people to share their ideas, and then showing patience. So that'd be like a leadership style one. And then kind of to offload, like take a break, because I don't want to just put a lot, like you need a break from information, learning content that can get kind of mundane and a little bit overwhelming. So I have to lighten it up a little bit. And that's when I'll add in a connection or a community piece. So something to just check in with you guys, have a little bit of fun. We did that this week in the email. That was worst way to describe your research. Thank you, Anna. Your submission was hilarious. I thought that was really funny. We're gonna go look at that. Let's go look at that. Community forum. So that's where you would put it. Let's see what you had said. So the point of this worst way to describe your research was like, in one sentence, what is the worst way you can describe your research? Like for mine, I did, where did I put it? I blend up frozen corals to predict the future. Because I was using coral microbial communities to predict thermal stress resilience. So it's like I blend them up and I predict the future from it. Anna, what was yours? I mix different clear solutions to find funky compounds. Nice. Nice. I thought that was funny. Especially like clear. They're always clear. They're always clear, colorless fluids. That was a good one. Okay, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, that was connection. So that was our connection and community piece. So I shake it up, once or twice a month. I'll put something in that's a little more fun. And I have tons of different things we can break down even further, but you don't need to see that. That's just for me. But some other to incorporate. I love some ethyl acetate water extraction. Yeah, ethyl acetate. I like ethyl acetate. It's a good one. It'd make my top 10 clear colorless fluids. I think my favorite would be ethanol. It smells good. 2 clear solutions with a clear line separating them. I do see what you did there. That was good. Good pun. As long as that clear line is well defined, sometimes it's not. I've had extractions where that aqueous and organic layer do not look very different. Probably on my end. Acetone is def on top. Yes. Acetone is top 3. Ethanol, acetone, those are my top 3. I don't know if I have a third. I don't know my third. I don't think about this very often. But acetone, yeah, it's way up. Oh my god, we should do a tier list of clear colorless solutions. I feel like I would get flagged by that. I feel like I'd be put on a list. Probably get a visit from the police or something. I don't want that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so where were we? We were, oh yeah, you will be on the call. If we're doing a tier list of clear colorless, you will be on the call for that. It won't just be me talking. I will get you in a Zoom call and we will sort this out. Chemist. I don't know what symbol you had tried to put there, but yeah, you'll be on that call when we do it. Let me write that down before I feel like we're gonna get flagged for that. They'll be like, they're talking a lot about chemical solutions. We end up creating some destructive object on the internet. That's not a good idea. Okay. So where I'm going with the content. So we have some fun stuff. We have coaching material. Of course it crashed right as I started on my train of thought. One of these days, I'm actually gonna figure this out. So the content I post, there's some fun, there is some serious stuff. I want to try and merge them a little more. And I've come up with some ideas, I think, on how we can do that. So like, here's the coaching material, choral career stuff. Almost makes it it brings it a little closer to home, which I think I've been trying to be cautious of. Meaning, there are things, I don't want to upset anyone, of course. I'm trying to build community here. I don't want to upset anyone in doing so. So there are some topics that I tend to avoid. Student PI arguments, for instance, is one thing that I tried to avoid. If you have those problems, I'm happy to help you brainstorm ideas how to navigate those. That needs to be a one-on-one conversation though with me. It's not something I'm going to blast on the internet. It's just not my style. But it is a serious issue and a lot of people do experience that. And I want to help people navigate that. But I can't like go blasting that on the internet. But there are things that I could be more comfortable with, more problems that students and researchers face that I can tackle, and kind of in a fun way. Like one of the ones I was playing around with, where did I put it? Oh, like this one could be fun. Make it a little more choral focused too. Make it like bring that choral theme into play here. So something like what branching chorals could teach us about teamwork, like that's fun. It gives me an opportunity to talk, like provide tips and value, while also keeping it a little more lighthearted than, excuse me, for instance, this. I liked this post a lot. I like a lot of the posts that I make, but this one, it's just a little bit. It's important emotionally, but it's lacking some pizzazz, you know, a little fun element to it. Meanwhile, which one? There was a recent one. Well, this one was more fun, a little more lighthearted, a little bit niche, a little bit esoteric, but that's okay. Something I've had a lot of fun doing, but I believe was only cultivated because I was in the Parkinson lab, was finding gaps in literature. Hey! That's awesome! I personally don't think I would be as good without one. Oh! You're making my day, Anna. You flatter me. I'm glad. I don't remember actually talking to you about that, but that is a tremendous skill to have. That is a tremendous skill to have. Finding gaps in literature, like that's your biggest job as a grad student reading literature, is like finding gaps and figuring out how your work kind of integrates with those gaps and other things. Reading papers and connecting with them is also a lot of fun, especially with corals and dinos. Yeah, your dinos. I saw that earlier today. That was funny. Yeah, there's a lot to connect. It's cool seeing how it all fits together. You could talk about it in posts. Talk about what? Wait, what are you specifically saying I could talk about? Because I'm going to steal your idea. But yeah, seriously, a tremendous skill. Like finding gaps in literature is really hard to do. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of focus to kind of figure that out. It's fun when you do find them, and not in like a judgmental way either. It's just cool. You're like, oh, we need to like answer that question. We need to answer that question. It's really cool. Oh, tips on how to find those gaps. Yes. Since you bring that up, that is on the agenda. So something I want to do in July is actually a series on how to read papers. Blow that up. I think I need a little bit more time to think how I want to do that. But it will be done. I will do that. I think it's more valuable. It's definitely more applicable for everyone here. I think it would be a good thing to show to your viewers. Yeah. Something they can relate to a little bit. And that's easy to like not be judgmental with either. Another thing that we have, this is a sneak peek. You're getting an inside look to what's going on. Is it November? No, it is November. Okay. But I just didn't put it on that one. I put it at the end of October. We're going to focus on presentations too. So I'll do a series on presentations. The reason I'm putting it off until November is because Reef Futures is in December. And so I want it to be, oh, it glitched. Hang on. Oh, I got so excited. There we go. All right. So the reason I want to do a series on presentations and I'm not doing it now, I'm putting it off until November, is because Reef Futures is in December. And I figured helping people with presentations the month before that is probably a fairly relevant time to do it. Although I could have done it now because ICRS is this month. But I want to spend a lot of time on presentations because I really like talking about presentations. I really enjoy it. So we're going to save it until that point. I also think we read papers very differently. You mean you and I read very differently? Or everyone does? Everyone does read papers very differently. There is like a right way, but there's also several other right ways to do it. And depending on your career stage, you're going to be paying attention to different things. Grad students are going to be trying to apply it to their research more. Like people well into their research careers, they're going to be reading it a little bit differently. They're going to be seeing where the future, they're going to be planning ahead for the future, looking for gaps, and where their research can fit into place, kind of finding their role in it. You and I specifically, do you know how I read papers? I don't think I've ever told you how I read papers. Have I? Apparently I did. If you have figured out how to identify gaps. So apparently we've talked about it before. I don't remember, but you should probably read papers differently than me. We're in different fields anyway. There are different things we pick up on. You told me when I was an undergrad. Well, good for me. I don't know what to say after that. Yeah, so those will be some of the more valuable things. And then for like weekly content, other things like random posts here and there, like the Wednesday excerpts post and the emails. We'll probably we'll probably go into more stuff like this, still keeping with the same themes of support, project management, leadership, and community. Like I'll still talk about all of those themes, but I'll just add a little more flair to them. If there's one thing I have heard time and time again when it comes to my writing style, not my presentation style. My presentation style and my writing style are very different. My writing style tends to be very to the point, and it's been described as corporate, which means like, yeah, I'm blunt. I jump into what I want. I provide context, as much context as I need to set the stage, and then I jump into it and get the job done. Like that's how I like to write. And a lot of people have like called me out in that, like, wow, you set the stage well, but yeah, you really get in, get out, and don't waste any time. I don't want to. Presentation style is totally different. I take my time. I tell the story more. Because that's supposed to be the fun side. That's supposed to be the lighthearted part of it. So I'm gonna try and essentially like marry the two, at least for my writing. I'm gonna make it more fun, not fluffy, but like fun, while still providing valuable insights and tips. So that's the plan. Do I know like what that exactly looks like right now? Not so much, because I really just started brainstorming that today. We're still on like content I produced a while ago. So I'll probably spend this weekend doing, no, I'm just kidding. You didn't hear me say I'll work on it this weekend, because I don't do that. but I might. But I might. You could revamp blogs to be more fun and keep the emails corporate. But would you want to read my emails if they stayed corporate? I was looking at that last night. I don't want the emails to be corporate. The emails are supposed to be the good stuff. No, I'm not working the 4th of July. That reminds me, I do need to post a blog though. It's been a couple weeks since I posted a blog. I'll have to select one. I had one pinned for it. I just haven't done it yet because it takes a little more work. So yeah, what's coming up? We'll have a couple weeks because I have to start producing a lot of this. So I have some backup material, just some fun stuff that I might pull out. We've done some community ones, like next week I'll talk about people's worst way to describe their research. I'll bring that up. We'll have a couple weeks of fun, and then we'll transition into reading papers. But I still need to do a little bit of work, a little bit of research before I go and do that. It's still too much in here. I need to get stuff on paper. Then, excuse me, I'll have to like reschedule all of this stuff. And now I'm kind of overwhelming myself with this. It's not supposed to be overwhelming. It's supposed to be fun. And it is fun, but it is a lot of work. Tis. I feel like there was more I had to add to that discussion. But I don't know. I don't think so. Anna, do you guys have any fun posts coming up for your lab? Ooh, some fun things. I pulled out some additional clips from, oh, I didn't put them here. I pulled out some of the coral species from the corals tier list, and we'll be posting some of those videos too. I think I have, who do I have? I have Pickley, so Pseudodiploria clivosa, Meandrina meandrites, I have Dichocenia, the Acroporids, and I already posted the summary video, which I'm glad I started with. But yeah, we'll have those. Those will be those will be fun too. We're taking pics of everyone's hoods and giving a short description of their work under it. Oh, that's cool. It's especially fun because no one hood is the same. Yeah, that's true. Everyone's got their own style, their own flavor of chaos and how they keep things. That'll be funny. You'll have to forward me that when it comes out. Excuse me. Oh. But let's see. So I'm gonna check really quick. Today's job list post is kind of like the test piece for lost my train of thought. It's the test for this new kind of content concept that I'm trying, like more fun, with more substance. It's kind of the first one, and so I've been checking up on those posts lately. A little obsessed, perhaps, but I want to make sure. And okay, even on Instagram, like this is more substance focused. It's doing well. My guess is it's doing better on TikTok. Much better. Again, like TikTok, this is what really surprised me. I thought Instagram would really like the coaching material more, the substance. I thought they would love that more, and TikTok would enjoy the fun, kind of flashier posts. It's the total opposite. TikTok loves the coaching content. It loves... I'm pulling it up again, that's what I'm doing. TikTok loves the carousel posts. But you can see, like, they don't do super well on Instagram. Meanwhile, the fun stuff, heyo, just 50 times more likes. And then TikTok, like, kind of enjoyed it. Kind of did. It's weird. It's something I really did not expect. I thought it was going to be the total opposite. Just fun things you learn as you just start doing it. I probably also, don't follow all of the guidelines super well. I don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff. I just post what I think is valuable and fun, which seems to be making me some progress. But yeah, it's wild. It's totally wild. Yeah, you mentioned filming in your lab. That's something I kind of wish I wish I was still able to do. I'm not in the lab anymore. I graduated. All of that's done. So it's weird to like talk about coral research and like not be showing footage from the lab. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, that's really kind of the schedule, or what's going through my brain for this. What should we do in the meantime? I thought that was going to take a lot longer, but I guess the ideas were more fresh in my mind anyway. So I know what we can do for fun. Let's play Coral Libs. We're going to play Coral Libs. Or we'll make one. We'll make one because I want to make some of it. Where did I put them? Right. So we have a few ones. I've already posted the first Coral Libs. Where did it go? My research abstract. Oh yeah. That's not the right webpage. Whatever. So here's the first one we wrote. That got a lot of attention. People seem to enjoy that. But we've got some new ones. We've got some new ones that I want to show. That'll be... I'm debating if I want to send them out like all together. Almost like an actual like Mad Libs book. Or if I should just keep releasing them one at a time. Probably both. Probably just keep publishing them one by one and then put them together in one big docket. We'll see. But we've got one on reef site descriptions. So if someone's like writing a journal about or writing a dive log. Got that one. Aquarium pests. So what happens when you show up at work? Anna, you might like this one when I share it. My lab meeting presentation. I feel like you'll get a kick out of that one. And then, oh, I haven't written this one yet, but I'm thinking of doing a text message between Acropora cervicornis, or just any of the acroporids, and Orbicella. Because I feel like what we could do is treat cervicornis like your type B friend. You're someone who's like very go with the flow, not a big planner kind of person. And then you have the Orbicellas. It's like your very organized friend who plans like the vacation trips and everything and takes care, buys the groceries, just the really responsible one. So I think that one's gonna be funny. I even wrote some stuff for it. I'll have to deal with that a little more. Communicating with your undergrad. All right, we'll add that. Okay. That could be funny. Sometimes our conversations could have been out of a script. I don't know that. I feel like that's either going to, I think it would be funny. It's either going to paint me as it'll probably paint me as a very bad person though. Or as like the grad student as the bad person. So I'll have to be careful with how that's written. I don't know how I would handle that. I'm thinking of the one time this is bad. This is the first memory that came up when you brought this up. Was the day that we found that missing PCR, that missing 96 well plate. Oh, I know that's not what you meant. I know that's not what you meant. I know what you're thinking of. But I just have to be careful of which scenarios that I choose. I might need your help with that one. Because the memory that comes to my mind is when we found that missing 96 well PCR out on the counter after we looked for it for a while and we realized it was spoiled. That was a good one. I felt bad for you on that day. Not like pity. I thought it was humorous. A good learning opportunity. But yeah, I remember you were so nervous. I'm like, it's fine. There's nothing we can do about it now. All right, and that, interesting. I literally saw it crash. That's crazy. Okay, that gives me better insights about what's actually happening with this. Did I have more ideas? We can look through that. Meetings, one-on-one. Oh, this one would be hilarious. Letters of recommendation. We'll add that. We'll add. I would definitely want to write about that one. I'm now remembering I owe someone a letter of recommendation. It's not due till the end of the month. No worries. but I'm going to quickly add that to my calendar before I forget again. And if you think I'm unorganized for that, no, I know a lot of people get those. So I need to add the sticky note, handy dandy sticky note, to do this next week or this weekend when I'm not working on the 4th of July. Lunch with coworkers discussing research problems. My dino's randomly bleached. Did you remember to turn on the fan? That could be good. Lunch with coworkers. Did you remember to blank? Oh, that would be a really good. That would be a really good one. That'd be very easy to fill in the blanks. Did you remember to Good thinking, Anna. Good thinking. Oh, non-serious oopsies. That kind of fits within that one. All good, all good. Permitting. Cover letters. Yeah. This one was an interesting one that I had come up with. I don't know what to do with it. It's like coding troubleshooting. That was a serious convo. It's also an athlete. RIP to my dinos. So dinos don't really bleach, they just die. Did the corals bleach or did your dino flagellates die? And what was the purpose of the fan? Are these two incidents related to each other? I have so many questions. What happened? But yeah, RIP to your dinos. You'll have to ask John for more. Go ask Dr. Parkinson for more. I'm sure they'll be happy to share with you. Yeah, so there's a good laundry list here. We'll play around with it. Let me explain. The incidents are related. All right. That'll be funny. And do I have... Just looking to see what other drafts I have written. Yeah, this is what's starting the series, how to read. I have had this one on the drafts for I don't even know how long. I just have not had the motivation to write that one. It's not that hard either. I just can't seem to do it. Okay, here we go. We created a contraption to grow dinoflagellates faster with a shaker that we installed a light to, but the light was way too hot and made the water bath heat to like 30 C in less than an hour, hence needing a fan. I see the dilemma now. And that is very unfortunate. So we installed a fan as well, but the fan broke. Can't explain why. Gotcha. That's fine. Well, I'm sorry your contraption broke. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry you lost your symbionts. They might bounce back. Some of them may, or you could just, treat this as an involuntary heat stress experiment. If any of those dinoflagellates survived, you might be okay. You might be okay. Now one day, brain malfunction. Now one day I come to check on my poor dinos. They turned white and my PI brokenheartedly says they bleached. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the dinoflagellates, we did actually treat as involuntary heat stress and have some prelim data. I mean, that makes sense. If you got some of them back, some of them did survive. Some of them actually survived. And you can probably do something with that. Could even be considered a pilot test for a future bleaching study. But yeah, I don't know if I'd consider, that's not really considered bleaching. They turned white because they were dead. Corals bleach. Symbionts die. Because bleaching itself is symbionts leaving the coral. I would not say that to him. I would not go back and say that to him. that could end poorly. I don't know if I would, yeah, so I don't know if I would do that. But I'm glad I'm glad that some did survive though. But this is my thought process coming in now. Like, this is biologist brain taking over. Be careful with how you use those symbionts in future studies, because now they've been technically primed. They've undergone a heat stress already. So if you perform additional heat stress experiments on them, they could behave differently. They may have undergone some kind of epigenetic change or some other cellular process, and they might behave a little differently if you expose them to additional heat stress. We've had numerous, and you can ask Eli this, we've had numerous discussions in the Parkinson lab about the idea of priming. There was a paper about it several years ago. I can't remember it. And it kind of dictates that, yeah, once something is already exposed to heat stress, like, that's a stressful event that they will survive, so they're gonna behave differently. Well, we never really intended to do heat stress experiments, so that was a total accident, but now that you mention it, may be a cool project. Yeah, it could definitely be a cool project. And if you're looking for compounds, biosynthetic pathways, stuff like that, it's cool. A lot of people are doing that. Metabolomics work, a lot of metabolomics work on that right now with symbionts. Very cool. Dr. Robert Quinn at Michigan, he's doing that. Lauren did work with him. Yeah, but whatever you decide to do with the symbionts, just know that they've already undergone stress. So you might need naive symbionts. You might need to get additional cultures from Dr. Parkinson that have not experienced that stress event, because those are ultimately like better, that'd be your better control. than the ones since they've been stressed. I don't know if you really need to worry about it that much, but it's not something to ignore either. Or at least warrants discussion beforehand with your PI. You can talk about it with me too. What strains do you have? Do you remember? I'm gonna have to look into the priming concept. Yeah, I'll have to find that paper for you. See if I can. We'll spend a minute. We've got some time here. It's giving me an idea. You're welcome. I expect an authorship on that paper then, because I helped with conceptualization. All right, let's see if we can find this paper. I know there's coral post-priming. No, that's endozoicomonas. Coral environmental, was it this one? Harmony, yeah. Antilogorgia and Minunum. So you have, which one's Antilogorgium? Which genus? Or you use the host, it's host Antilogorgia and Breviolum minunum. Only if you come into the lab and help with the experiment. I can help advise the experiment. Oh, this concept goes before that. – 2012. Oh, this is a lot older concept than I thought. This might be a good review at least. I know I'm not showing it. I know I'm showing it. I'll pull it up anyway. So this is one of the papers. I know Harmony Martel has done a lot of research on this concept. Like, oh, that's right. I don't have access to the university library anymore. Such a bummer. I'll email them for the paper, because it's worth reading again. I'll send you the link, Anna. It will at least point you in the right direction of like the concept here. Whoa. Don't look at my text messages. All right, I just sent it to you. Do. Oh, so the Antilogorgia, that's where the Breviolum came from, or is there a symbiont that is Antilogorgia too, like Symbiodinium? I'm blanking. This is me just like having a total brain fart. Is that a Breviolum? I thought there was a symbiont that they did name Antilogorgium, but I've never worked with that species before, so I wouldn't know. Caroline would. to look at that. One sec here. Someone sent me something, and I'm just looking at it. Okay, yeah, I'll have to deal with that. Well, alrighty, we are getting close to 2:30 here, and I'm gonna have to take off. There's something I need to take care of anyway. I just got sent an email, and there's something I need to take care of before we wrap up for the weekend. I want to make sure they have it. So I'm gonna sign off a few minutes early. I'm sorry for the interruption, but I pretty much covered everything I wanted to play with today. Yeah, so we've got some new exciting things coming up for content. I think it's going to be more fun. There's going to be a lot more value to it. That's always what I'm trying to shoot for, is greater value for you guys. I want to be useful, but I also want people to have fun in their careers as well. Makes it a better community to be a part of, to be able to participate in, connect people that you never would have thought before. So we'll see how that goes. It already looks, there's some good trends happening. Like today was the test with the new job list post style format. So I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna be interesting. We've got some good series coming up. We're gonna talk about papers. We've got a special thing coming up in the end of August. I'm gonna leave that as a surprise for now. And then later in the year, we'll get ready for some presentations too. But that's where I'm gonna leave it off for you guys. Thanks for coming out today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. For those in the US, enjoy your 4th of July. Be safe. Don't get crazy with the fireworks. All right, I'm gonna sign off here. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care and bye-bye.